What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today you join me on a lovely, well, it feels like spring day. It is 16, 17 degrees, nice and sunny, blue skies, and we're here with this Panda spec 2026 Audi A5 e-hybrid. This is the most powerful e-hybrid A5, and that means that you've got 367 horsepower from a plug-in hybrid drivetrain. Martijn went to the introduction about 8 months ago near Ingolstadt, near the factory in the south of Germany, but he wasn't able to do Autobahn stuff, measurements, stuff like that. So when Chris, the owner of this car, sent us an email asking if we wanted to drive it and do some Autobahn footage and a review, yes please, very nice. Thank you, Chris, for sending us a message. You can follow Chris on his car blog called Driveaholic. He also did a review on this car, but he has owned a lot of cool cars like M2, G87, M340i, 330i, G20, Cupras, all kinds of stuff. So check him out. It is in Dutch though, but I think everything is translated automatically these days. So check it out if you're interested. Today I'm going to show you around it. We'll do a quick walk around, show you the spec. Martijn already made a video, so click in the top right corner if you want to watch that one. This is going to be a quick walk around, and then we're going to head towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. So, Panda spec, as I said, not really my thing. And that's the first thing that Chris said when I met him today. He said, well, it's not really your kind of spec, but I really like it. It's subjective anyway, but I think it suits the car pretty well. I can imagine that you think that this is good looking. White with a lot of black accents. You get a lot of black accents because this is a competition edition, or it's an S edition competition. I don't know, it's some kind of sporty version with a lot of black stuff, like the surrounds for the little air tunnel here, and the grille, the ugly ass logo, and the grating down there. Beautiful headlights. I think it's such a handsome car. This A5 used to be A4 Avant, of course, is now an A5 Avant. Very handsome front end, great lines, beautiful rear, like a classic station wagon. And yeah, I think it's good job, Audi. So, wheels, these are, I think, the competition package or competition edition wheels. It even has an RS logo over there, as you can see. 245 section tires at the front here, 20-inch wheel with Bridgestone Terenza tires. Not a great tire, but it is a high load tire, as you can see. And that means that you don't really have great sporty tires. It weighs 2160 kilos, I think, so it's quite heavy. Black accents down there, mirror caps, door handles, roof rails, window surrounds. This is all stuff that I would, wheels, all black stuff that I would have in silver if it was me. Nice dark blue or dark green with a lot of silver chrome trim. Absolutely gorgeous car. Don't really like these door handles though. I feel like a lot of the time the door doesn't really close properly, and it's quite a heavy door. I'm not a big fan of flush door handles anyway. I think it needs to be like a proper handle. 245s at the rear as well. And then, well, look at this. This is like classic station wagon, but a very beautifully done roofline with that window dropping down, and then the roofline quite sporty, sloping, gorgeous. Beautiful rear lights as well with a light bar and proper exhaust tips. This is an actual exhaust. Look at that. It's massive. It's absolutely huge, the rear silencer, but we have proper tips. Good job, Audi. You do lose out on a bit of trunk space, of course, being a plug-in hybrid, so the battery pack is at the rear. 488 liters, if I'm not mistaken. It's not massive, but it's big enough, and it's the trade-off that you have with these plug-ins, of course. Can't really do anything about that. Need to have the battery pack somewhere. So, drivetrain wise, we've got a 2-liter TFSI engine, so a straight 4, an inline 4, 252 horsepower, 380 newton meters of torque, which in itself would be great in an A5. I mean, if you take that 252 horsepower drivetrain, lose the batteries, you lose a lot of weight. Great car anyway. Add the electric stuff, you get a lot of power, but you also get a lot of weight. 143 horsepower for the electric motor. You have two versions, 299 horsepower, 367. This is the 367, which is as much as the S5 has with its 6-cylinder. So that is pretty cool. And Chris told me that when he was test driving the car and you know, contemplating if he wanted to buy it, he got a 299 horsepower version and depleted the battery completely, and then did an Autobahn run, and he said that it still delivers electric boost even though it says like it's 0%. So that's because they always keep a little bit in there. It's a 26 kilowatt hour battery, but the net is 20.7, so they always keep something in the tank to make sure that you have a little bit of boost, because otherwise the difference would be too big, I think. So that's it. 0 to 100, 5.1 seconds. Top speed 250. Very nice. Pretty interesting and attractive package, this. Especially in the Netherlands, because we have a CO2 dependent tax system, which means that this is a lot cheaper than an S5, like 30-40,000 euros, and you have the same power, basically the same performance. It's a different approach, of course. It's not the same, but yeah, the price difference is quite big considering the fact that you have the same power. So in here we've got a lot of S stuff as well, so that's the S edition. Steering wheel, seats, which are great, very nice and supportive and just comfy, really good. I do quite like this interior, even though it is very screen heavy, which I'm not really a big fan of. It's more like the feel that you get when you sit here. It's quite, I don't know, it's cozy, it's encapsulating, and I think there are a few very nice design elements, like this Bang & Olufsen thing with an ambilight line in there, and then the door handle that continues into the dash, which is nice. You've got this whole business which is horrible. It's like it's haptic, so it's not touch, but it's like one panel. Doesn't really work all that well all of the time. Do quite like this whole Alcantara-ish trim, but then this is kind of cheap. The whole lower version, the whole lower part, and then you've got Bang & Olufsen, but that is a cheap ass looking speaker. So yeah, there are pluses and minuses for this interior. The square steering wheel, normally I'm not really a big fan of, but it kind of works in this car. But then you have this horrible Audi logo there. No, just no. Other than that, you know, we've got quite a few options on this car. Chris bought it new, so he said he was quite excited to spec it. He didn't go for the roof because it was 2,500 euros and it doesn't open, which I do get. It does bring a lot of light in here, especially because you can only get a black interior on an A5. The S5 you can get red, but the A5 is just black, I think. And then, you know, having a lot of light would be nice, but I do get, you know, 2,500 euros is quite a big chunk of money. So start it up and then go to dynamic, and you'll hear the 2-liter starting up. Starting up. Oh, wasn't on apparently. There we go. So this is dynamic. It's not a bad sounding engine, and I quite like the fact that the car sort of shakes. It's like you're driving a 1960s muscle car feel. That's the only way that is the case, but I quite like that. Anyway, so whole infotainment, not a big fan. Chris also not a big fan. He said you will get used to it, but it's just, I don't know, it's not great. I wanted to go to the energy thing. Where is it? There. Okay, so you can see the energy flow. S-Tronic 7-speed dual clutch gearbox, which houses the electric motor. And what else? Quattro, so full all-wheel drive. And this is dynamic, so you always have the combustion engine going, which is great. Sound check. Yeah, sounds like a 2-liter from the VW group. But it's not an annoying sound. It's not a bad, like, rattly 4-cylinder sound. I quite like this drivetrain. I think it's a very good fit for this car because it is there's no fake sound. It's just quite a good sounding engine. Honestly, it also doesn't feel like it's being strained too much, like it has to work too hard, even though it's 2160 kilos, but that's because you have that e-boost always helping, which means that when you hit the throttle, you immediately have that boost, which is great. It just makes for an incredibly comfortable and effortless driving experience. So if we go to comfort, it switches to EV mode basically, and then when you give it some more throttle, it switches on the engine. It all feels very good. I do have to say, it's not a sporty experience, you know, even though you have the same power as an S5. It's not like that. It's just a quick, comfortable, solid daily. And one of the reasons why Chris bought this car is because he's going to the Alps 3 or 4 times this year, and he said this is just a perfect car to do that with, and I do get that. Although he was also looking at an M340D G21, which would have been even better, to be fair. And he was also looking at an M340i G21, the new one, the latest one, with the 392 horsepower Gen 3 B58. Very, very hard car to beat. I honestly, I don't know if I would have chosen this over that, but he's had, I think, 3 G20s already, so he said also want something else. So I do get that. And I saw a lot of comments from you guys on Martijn's video about 8 months ago that you ordered them and you were waiting on yours. So let me know in the comments, how has it been? How have you experienced this car? Would be cool to have some like real world input from you guys on what it's like to own. I think it's a very, very nice car. I'm actually really impressed with it. Quite like Audis nowadays. I think they're doing super job. I think they're doing a really good job. So, traction control off. We are in dynamic mode. No one behind me. And that means that we've got launch control, foot on the brake, full throttle, builds a little bit of boost and then releases. And that means that you have 5.1, and that means that it does 5.1 seconds to 100. If you don't have the launch control, it does like 5.4 or 5.5, but it is there, and it is quick enough for a car like this. Don't forget, this is a regular car. This is an A5, and it does 5.1, 250 kilometers an hour, and 100 to 200. Drum roll. Let me just hit this corner. I think the limit of this is mainly the tires. Bye bye GoPro. So you've got a speedo over there. I'm just going to ditch the GoPro. Here we go, full throttle, automatic upshift in manual mode, which is not great, but anyway. 100 to 200. I measured a 13.33, which is quicker than the S5 we measured, which was 13.49. And Chris even did a run, he measured it as well. I think he did like 12.9, so I'm not sure if that was a very windy day and he just got lucky, or if it was a slight downhill or whatever, but 12.9 is very quick, over half a second faster than an S5. I don't know what's happening there, but honestly, that's what I meant when I said this is a regular car. This is just so fast for just an A5 hybrid. And I think because of that, because you have all the regular benefits from a comfortable Audi with a hybrid, and this amount of power, it makes it a very good proposition. Also, comparing it to a G20 330e might not be that fair because it's a generation later, but still much better car this. Even though they made some improvements on the 330e recently, it feels so solid. And again, Audi's been hitting the brief recently. They know what their customers want. Brakes also very good. Solid pedal. Braking feels good, even though it's regenerative, so that's quite a important thing. Steering weight is also good. And also, you know, plug-in hybrids, it's good to see that Audi now has a top speed of 250 kilometers an hour. It used to be slightly less, you know, it used to be like 230, 235 with these plug-ins. 250 is just great. With a car that, you know, has this performance potential, it should be 250, because I hope, it's quite busy right now, but I hope that I'll be able to show you that cruising at top speed is just super nice with this car. It's very comfy and quiet and easy. Much more so than you would expect from a 4-cylinder hybrid. Keeps pulling. But again, M340i B58 Gen 3 with 392 horsepower, and I recently saw a video from RaceChip that they did, I don't know, like 480 or 500 horsepower, I don't know, like something like that, 480, basically a stage 2 power figure from the Gen 2 B58 M340i, which is just absolutely nuts. So that car also, it's a very dangerous car, that for a car like this, even though it's a different type of car, and I also think it's a different type of customer. I do think that Chris is that type of customer. So I think it's a bold choice to go for this, but I do get it, because it's a very capable car, and it's something that I find with Audis recently. They're very confident cars. They know what they are good at, and they deliver on that front. Where I feel like some brands, Mercedes, BMW, are just sort of searching for who their customer is and who they want to sell to. Especially BMW recently, but also Mercedes have fumbled some really important cars. BMW feels like it's moving away from a classic BMW customer, whereas this, I feel like, really caters to the classic Audi customer. And I think also, as with this car, Chris seems like a BMW guy, but he was tempted by this, and I think that says a lot. It's just a little bit too busy to really get there. I did do top speed in the earlier video, so if you want to check that out, you can. It is on our channel. Maybe I'll get there now. I just want to show you how nice and easy it is. I think we should be able to get there now. It's a bit windy, but there we are. This is around top speed. Limiter is over here. Look at this. That is very impressive. I have to brake for these guys a bit too close together. That is very impressive. It's a really good car. Chris, thank you for coming. Chris also did a review on our X5 45e Stage 2, because I had it and he had an hour and a half to spare. So check that out if you are interested. Check out Driveholic. Thank you, Chris, for coming. Hope you enjoyed watching your car on our channel. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it as well. You can subscribe by clicking the big button. Check out this video on the right, playlist on the left, and we'll see you at the next one. Bye.